segment.
What's good? What's good? Our YouTube family. We have the grown folks panel back. We are all back. How is everybody doing? How's everybody doing?
Doing well.
Good.
Well, okay. We
Making it shake, man. Making it shake.
We got Alyssa back in the house. We got D. We got Tam Talks True, which Alyssa and Tam, they're about to finish up school, y'all. So we're gonna have them heavy on this social media thing, and D's getting his stuff started. So nobody won't have any excuses when the summer comes, y'all. Let's go. So everybody had a good weekend.
Yeah, been busy.
Busy. Okay. So
Been good. Like I just finished celebrating my 21st birthday.
Right.
21st.
What did you do? Anything exciting?
I mean, we just hung out. I hung out with my big sister. Yeah.
Oh, my kindergartners, we published a book.
What's the name of it?
Hey, Little B.
Is that what you were talking about?
No.
You didn't do that one? Okay.
That's just our normal thing. Oh my God, everybody's going crazy over that. And
I
was just like, let me just
Where
y'all, come on, let's be on TikTok.
Where can you buy the book?
I can send you the link, and I don't have it here with me because I've been reading it at school. But the next time we link up, I'll have it. But
Norris, I think you should put that link in the bio, man.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will.
I have to get it, but yeah.
What
it's called Hey Little Bee. It's about saving the bees.
Like bees for real? Like bees,
yes,
bees.
Like real
okay. I thought make sure.
Like bumblebees and
kindergarten, Norris. Kindergarten.
No, I thought maybe it was a way to remember. Hey, you never know. It could have been the letter they were struggling with. I don't know.
Now, when I need them to work independently, I do play Boosie. They be like INABCDE. That's right. Yep, all that. Okay. But we working by ourselves. Okay.
What about you, Tam? Anything interesting going on I know the school's about to wind down
No, we're just ready to be done. Yeah. One more week.
Okay. And UD, I know you busy now. Softball. What else you got going on?
Man, I'm trying to get, like you said, my own podcast back. It's gonna be a single one. It's just gonna be me. I'll do two of them.
Okay.
One is just sports with me. And then the other is Lonely Me. So, you just talk about, real life, day-to-day things. I put some things out there, man. And from time to time, I have people like you guys on, just to give me your opinions and how we do.
Make sure you trademark that so nobody don't take Lonely Me. Make sure you spell it differently or something because you'll be shocked.
Yes.
Pay attention, I'm telling you. People pay attention. All right, so we're gonna get started. We're gonna start off with some breaking news of what just happened not too long ago. We have Tory Lanez here. As you guys know, what he been in prison for 2 years now, something like that.
It's been a while.
Yeah, he's been in there for a while, but he got stabbed a few days ago, and then after that. This information came out about him being innocent and who actually shot the weapon. So we'll play a little of this and just kind of get your guys' opinion about it, and then we'll keep it moving.
Named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Miss Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times. Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting.
All right, so we don't got to play all of it. So as you guys see there, that was his lawyer talking about the actual witness coming forward. It seemed like they got a guilty spirit after, Tory almost lost his life being stabbed. I think he was stabbed almost 14 times. There's a couple videos of his dad out here speaking to the public as well. But I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on how do you feel about the whole thing, especially now knowing that, hey, he was truly innocent. Whoever wants to start.
I'm honestly not very versed on the whole story, so I'm gonna listen to y'all and then kind of chime in on that.
To me, it's weird. It's weird in multiple aspects. That one, he agreed to a plea deal. 2, he was around a gun and he's a felon. And then 3, what took this individual so long to speak out? I get it. Your conscience eats at you when you know something is not right, and then all of a sudden something as important as him being stabbed 14 times and almost dying. I guess that kind of eats at you when you got to sit at home and realize, okay, I can really get this dude out of prison, and I think it's time for me to say something. I don't like. I'm just in a space where if he didn't do it, let him out, let him be free, and then go back and do your due diligence in the aspect of, did they converse and lie together? How did we get to a point where we didn't get the real story? But it's just a lot of just misconfusion where I'm still trying to, I want to see it play out first and hear a little bit more in the aspect of why he took the plea deal. Was it because he was a felon and he was around a gun? I need some more questions asked before I just give, just an all-around opinion about it.
I agree. All right. What about you, Tam?
So I'm gonna be honest as well. I really can't talk much to it other than what I saw on Netflix and the Megan Stallion show, movie, whatever. So I really don't even know a whole lot about it. But I am curious as to why, the person would step up now, and why he would hold on to it that long. And then are they going to try them now? Kind of all that's going on.
Okay. What about you, Plug? Welcome in, Plug. Welcome in. Welcome in.
What's
We
that?
just talking about the news that just dropped with Tory Lanez. The person came forward, the witness that was actually there, that actually stated that he did not shoot the weapon. He was not one. How do you feel about that?
I said it from the beginning, killer. I'm gonna just be for real. Why am I upset? I just left a pool party where I was just about to get me some cutting. And I got back in a vehicle with 2 girls that I'm already smashing. Why am I upset? I ain't upset. I know she just found out that Megan told her they've been smashing. Who gonna be upset in this equation? That's just simple. That's simple. That's simple. I don't know. I know a lot of people, they may report on this, but I don't think they've been in real life situations like that. When I hear certain situations, especially when it comes to that alternate life over here, you know what I'm saying? Before we were grown situation, things like that transpire. And when I think of the situation, I'm like, why would I be upset? I was just about to hit $1 billion now. I'm just about to smash a billionaire. I'm in the vehicle with two of them that I'm actually smashing. Why would I be upset?
Yeah. I think what's unique is kind of what Tam said too, is because I did see that Megan, because they went viral when she actually kind of talked about the situation, kind of made it seem like, you know, he probably was innocent. I didn't understand at that point why anybody didn't really push forward in his behalf. And then, like D said, I don't think I would take a plea for something like I don't like, because they didn't really show a lot of his court when he was in court and stuff like that. Go ahead, D.
Because these young men who are not street cats. I don't care because you've been around the element. I don't care if your daddy was in the element. I don't care about your big cousin was in the element. You are not a street nigga. Ain't nothing about you street. You make music. And that's what you should stick to. These guys, they be making these guys stick to these mafia codes that doesn't even apply. It doesn't apply. It doesn't apply, bro. You understand? This is 10 years of your life, killer.
Yeah.
So you go a little hard to sell some more music. Well, go ahead, sell some music from behind that wall, boy. 10 years a long time, boy. 10 days a long time. Go put yourself in the closet for 10 days and sit down and don't move. Man, these young men are crazy, man. They are really putting it, man. I hate the fact that they put these street laws and these music for these regular kids. So, oh, he's snitching. Boy, shut up.
Well, I really think he took the plea deal because of the gun. Like, he took it because, you know, you're not supposed to have it around you when you're a felon. And I think they were sticking that to him. Like, I believe so. So he took the plea deal in that essence. And he always said he was innocent. It's a few things that's just out of my mind. Just why wait till he gets stabbed 932 times and then say something? Why? Like, it's and then did you guys hear what her lawyer said? Her lawyer came out with a statement.
Oh no.
It was the most, it's a vague statement and it's very, you know, to the T political. You know how it go. Well, you know, he got convicted. We're gonna stand with that conviction. So we'll let that play out. Nah, player, you're gonna have to do a little bit, you know, more than that, because she came out with a whole documentary. You know,
It's about the money.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. But if the dude's not innocent, then that's a black eye.
He had to be innocent, bro.
I'm just saying it's a black eye for the rap culture.
How would I tote fire and I got security?
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a black eye for the rap community, especially for the women, because now everybody's like, anytime a woman's gonna come forward now and say something happened, everybody's gonna be like, Tory Lanez. Y'all know how that goes.
Yeah.
What it does to the OGs, that's why they say, well, I ain't no OGs no more. Because what it does to the OGs is when we talk sensibly to these young men, and these same cats, his stupid ass sitting behind that wall for these 10 years trying to be gangster with his simple-minded ass. Really, bro, like, it really makes us look like we just like, bro, what is you talking about? It makes the what's right being said seem wrong, and what's wrong being said seem right. That black fatigue really should be on this music.
We gonna
that
get
shit in the airways, man. That shit is horrible, bro. This shit is horrible, man. That shit pie. This is really like, bro, like, this is what we call, if y'all don't know if y'all ever heard the term pie, and I ain't talking about 3.14. When you hear pie, this is pie. This something you slice and eat right here. This shit's pie. Man, this young man is green as hell. I ain't taking now charge. For now. 10 years? Boy,
I gotta ask the ladies this before we go on to the next topic. Are we boycotting Megan Thee Stallion, ladies? What are we doing here?
Well, no shade to Meg Thee Stallion, but wow. I don't. That's not like.
Why?
I don't listen. I know listen for the second. I don't listen to it anyway.
I'm sorry, but why? Listen?
I mean, I have nothing to, you know, I can't really speak on it because I don't really know about it. So I don't want to really speak on it. But is that music like running through my playlist on a regular? It's not. No, and to those who have it on a regular, it's hey, it's just, you know.
She don't got knees like Megan, okay, guys?
I don't. I try, but I don't. Now, if it come on and I'm out somewhere, oh yeah, I'm gonna get out there. But those knees, yeah, Megan and I are cut from a different cloth.
Shit is hard.
What you got, Tam, before we move on? We won't stay here too long.
Yeah, no, I don't listen to her really either unless she's playing in a spot that I'm in. So,
Or on the song with Beyonce.
well, I don't listen to her like that. I mean, I just listen to everything. I don't really have like a favorite artist or anything like that. So if it's playing, I'm listening. So I can't say I'm boycotting her.
Okay.
But I also like when I don't know a whole lot about it, but when I think back to when I watched her documentary or whatnot, I am curious if she truly knew who did what.
Got you.
Right. So and that's only based on the documentary. Like I ain't looked at no news articles or nothing like that, but her documentary made it seem like she was just kind of going with as well what she was told, not necessarily what she knew of what happened.
Yeah.
So if this witness is just coming out, whether she knew about him prior to or knew about him now, like I don't think that really impacts her.
Okay. I agree. Okay, you good. All right, so we'll move on. I don't know what happened to plug device down there, but see here. I don't know if you guys have heard this. This has been the new big trend. It's called black fatigue. I must say, before we play this young lady, it was actually a white lady who started this trend. She took down her video because she was getting so much backlash. Some people have downloaded it, and you can find other people who have it, but she took it down. But this is this young black lady explaining black fatigue, and then we'll kind of talk about it.
Let's talk. This is the first time I'm hearing this phrase on TikTok, but I could use context clues and understand what it is. So, funny story, I'm scrolling on TikTok, minding my own business, just getting lost in the videos, and a white woman pops up in my algorithm and it's titled Black Fatigue. And I'm like, this should be interesting. Now, this is a creator that I've really grown to respect their videos. Basically, in her video, she's calling out the Black community for different ignorant things that we do. And it's not just her. I've seen a lot of white people on this app kind of come out. It's almost like, raise your hand if you've been personally victimized by Regina George type of videos. And that's what they're doing toward Black people. Here's the thing. The videos that I've personally seen is not racism. It's accountability. It's one of those to where they are tired. They are fed up to where they have opened their camera and they start confessing the things that agitate them about the Black community. And because we have gotten to that point, you know who I blame? The Black community. I mean, for one, the actions that they are mentioning is clearly from the Black community. Black people in the comment sections are just like, this is racism, this is this, and this is this. I blame y'all. This is what happens when the Black community cry wolf or cry racism in instances that's not racism, to where now we have a hard time knowing the difference between what is actually racism and what is actually accountability. We've allowed this to happen because we do not like being held accountable for some of the ignorance, some of the degeneracy, some of the just plain right foolishness that comes out of our community. We refuse to address it. And when we have people who address it, they are called coons. They are called like judgmental. And so now you have white people entering the chat and said, you know what? We're tired of it. We're tired of being called racist for holding y'all accountable to the ignorant things that's happening.
So what are your guys' thoughts on what she had to say?
I would love to hear what this white lady originally spoke on, because all that is saying from her perspective is saying white people are trying to hold us accountable. But here's my take on it.
Yep.
It's kind of like with your family or with your mom or your dad or something. I can speak on my mama. I can speak on my, but I don't, you can't do it. But I don't know the context and what she's saying, because I feel like every culture has something that they could be held accountable for. So because she said holding, as accountability. And then she was saying something about Black people think everything is being racist towards them. But when we speak in a general sense, that's really kind of hard to really have a discussion about. Let's be specific, and I would love to hear what the other lady had to say specifically, as far as, you know.
I'm fine. I'm getting there. I'm finding it right now. Go ahead, Tam, with yours, and hopefully I can have her pulled up.
I mean, I just feel like everything is out of perspective, right? Like Lissa said, when it comes to accountability, I can speak on what I know culturally for me as a Black person, and I don't think any other white person can, or any culture can necessarily speak to anything that I do because of being Black. And so you can't really hold me accountable for something you don't know anything about. And I know we as the Black community ain't asking them to hold us accountable, right? So that's different if I come tell you, hey, hold me accountable for this or whatnot, but it ain't being asked for.
All right, I got the. Let me, before you chime in, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play the
white lady.
Yes. So let's just see here. Where she at? Let's see. This.
Up to do.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing.
Rifling through somebody's bag.
Parents care.
You know what I'm saying? We here full time. We care about our kids.
I know that's right. All right. Well, we got to bring them up to speed. The only time that they're on the internet is when they are on the show. So, here, I'll pull up a video for you guys, and then we'll go from there. This video is like a minute and a half. So, this is what's happening out in the streets. This is the woman that went viral for addressing it.
Shiloh Hendricks. The woman who called 5-year-old a racial slur. My first impression after watching the video, a little bit of white trash. I have to be honest, the kid was 5. I have worked with 5-year-olds for the last 15 years. Absolutely everything they do is out of pocket. They're like little unhinged drunk people. Nothing to do with sense. A 5-year-old is capable of rifling through somebody's bag and taking things that don't belong to them. Ask any kindergarten teacher. But I realize why so many people are wanting to defend this, because Black fatigue is real. I think society as a whole is there. We are just so unbelievably fed up with the ghetto ratchet behavior, entitlement, the victimhood, that they want to praise this woman. But what she did is not praiseworthy. But also on the same hand, please remember that every day that us white people get on this app, we get called racial slurs every single day. So if you don't want to be called a racial slur, you also have to stop calling people racial slurs. You can't talk out of both sides of your mouth. But for the love of God, please leave the children out of it. Adults are stupid. They're going to do stupid things. You're a different level of stupid when you bring kids into it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
So what it sounds like from her perspective is that she was almost speaking for the, I don't know if y'all seen that white lady who said the N-word to the 5-year-old at a park, like, and everybody was in outrage, and then that lady went back and forth. But she's saying that from their point of view, it's almost like everybody's getting so tired of what's going back and forth, right? Because not everybody's racist. Not everybody is like what we display on TV or what we see. You know, when we see that brawl in, what was it, Mississippi, when they were hitting each other with chairs and stuff, that's not every Black person. But now everybody, I think, tries to protect their community, and we are like the head of that. Like, because I feel like we always, I won't say we, I feel like most people in our community feel like every day we're fighting like an uphill battle, because that's what they continue to go on and talk about on that platform. 2K talks about us being, you know, so many years behind due to slavery. Like, they talk about a whole bunch of stuff for like 50 minutes or so. But with y'all hearing that video, what do you guys think about it?
Let's start with the kindergarten teacher.
Go ahead.
Okay, so an adult doing that to a child, yeah, the child is 5, and I have to tell myself that every day when my students, like, these babies they've only been living for 5 or 6 years of their life. They know absolutely nothing. So that right there, defending what she did, I can't defend that. not giving the child a pass, but that's for me, when a child makes a mistake, that's a teaching moment. That's a learning moment. And I give them grace and I give them understanding because I know that they're 5 and they don't know how to self-regulate their emotions. I mean, adults are still learning how to self-regulate their emotions. So that, in that sense, yes, that was uncalled for. Like, that was just totally ridiculous. And why did that word have to be used? Of all the words you could use, but why am I, as an adult, calling a child, like, that just don't make sense to me. But as far as what the white lady is saying about Black fatigue, I disagree. And I feel like it's like what Tam was saying, it's perspectives. If you've never walked around in melanated skin, you don't know what we deal with. And especially as a Black woman, and I can speak for myself, especially like on my job, it's like I have to dim my light because other people don't want to, look whatever they want to look like. For example, with us publishing our book, that's not my problem that you didn't think outside the box and you didn't take advantage of an opportunity. I saw an opportunity. Hey, we'll publish your book for free. Bet. Let me teach my children how to do this. But there's people on my team who are not, I guess in the beginning, they didn't feel like I don't know. I feel like it had a lot to do with my melanated skin. And then, so they didn't take a lot of my suggestions early in the school year. So I'm like, I'm not going to share anything else if you don't want my suggestion. But now it's like, oh, she thinks she's better. No, I don't think I'm better. I chose to do something better for my kids. So I just feel like it's perspective and what people actually experience. Because a white person can say, hey, everybody's not racist. But a Black person can say, hey, well, my experience has been the majority of the time.
Gotcha.
So until I experience something new, immediately when my brain, because that's how our brain works, right? We have our prefrontal cortex, we have our hippocampus. Like, that's how our brain works. When we have a memory of some experience, it's going to get stored. And then it's going to tell us, oh, hey, the last time I encountered this person, this is what happened. So until I experience something new, then I'm going to think the same way.
What about you, Tam? What about you? I'm gonna let the ladies.
Well, we can go to Plug. Plug ain't said nothing about it.
Okay.
We've kind of talked beforehand, so we'll let him speak.
Maybe it's because of how I look, or maybe how I carry myself. I don't have too many racial incidents. I don't know. Maybe I might not look like the one. So living in this Black skin, I know that does happen. And the way I speak, the way I walk, maybe they may perceive me a certain way, until they get to know me or whatever the case may be. But I don't really deal with a lot of racial things. I kind of run into white dudes that be like, well, let's not make this race thing. So they pretty much don't be on that type of time with me. I did when I was younger, being that I am from Florida. It's a very racist state, but I ain't really catch my real, like, I heard it as a kid, little kids get upset and they say, get out of my face, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But, I really caught it when I got Louisiana, to be honest. I was leaving Fort Polk, Louisiana, and I was headed to the river to a little girl house, and this police officer pulled me over and say, nigga, what you doing over here? And I said, can you say that to me? I'm in my uniform. Like, I was in my uniform, and he said that to me. A Louisiana state trooper, and I was shocked. That was my first time, but I don't encounter that on a regular basis, and I don't want nobody to take that incident and make it a span of their life. And it's like they act like, and I heard what you said about, a white woman can't tell you, how to be or act when she hasn't lived in that melanated skin, and I understand. But let's not put no limitations on ourselves, or don't let our anxiety or, something mental you know what I'm saying, get in our way of thinking that people talking about us because we are this way. You know what I mean? Like some of that stuff be in your head, but some of them people ain't studying your head. Period. Like most people don't even. I don't think most people even be studying us. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not even on that radar because most of them don't live where we live. Most of them don't have friends of this color. Most of them don't be thinking about us. I think we think more about the racist portion of it, and we just get into outrage sometimes. And I'm blackity black. And I'll tell you quick, if I think it was a racist situation, like Norris, I'm be the first one to say, no, that was racist. You know what I mean? But I just don't live in that bubble though. I think that us as black folks, we need to stop living in that bubble. And they need, and also another thing that they need to also not live in that bubble. Every black person that you come in contact with is not a thug or, a bonnet wearing, leggings wearing person at Walmart or in the airport, and every white person that you encounter is not racist. You know what I mean? So it's something that we got to work on, but it's hard to beat. Social media got us beat. Social media is ahead of the curve. The devil been working for a long time. The devil are the powers that be, the people that we can't see, the one we say they, and then I hate the people that say, who are they? Nigga, you know who they are. And white man, you know who they are. You know who they are. And the powers that be is the ones that are behind this machine that put that stuff in our face. And our media is the worst media that they put on the internet. And it is what it is. And white people have to recognize that that's going on as well. You got to know that the media they put in your face is derivative. Did I say that right? Did I say that?
Yeah, you said it right.
You like that. You like that, don't you? Yeah. It is. But it's divisive. I'm sorry. It's divisive. Listen, you should have said something. It's divisive.
I should have said something. I don't get it.
Yeah. He said the wrong word.
It's divisive. It is divisive. It is. And it divides us, man. And it's sad, man. And we don't need to play into that shit no more. It's time to stop playing into that shit no more. We don't need to play into that. It's played, man. That scenario been going on for way too long, man. It's 2025 and we still own that. We still own that, Norris. We still own that, man. That shit played, man. I get tired of seeing old racist people. Like, I get tired of seeing that. I see them, you speak to them and they don't speak back. You're like, damn, what I do to you? Like, how can you just like somebody just because of the skin color? How you dislike someone because of the skin color?
Just talking.
I mean, let me slap fire at you first. Let me push your grandmama down or something and let her break her hip. And then you don't like me. Don't just out the gate, just don't like somebody. You know what I mean? That's crazy, man. I can't believe you still living like that, man. Can y'all believe that?
What you got, Tam, before I don't want to go before you, unless you want to go last.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. You can go.
Okay. So, trying to get better at this thing. And I don't want to discount Alyssa's experience. No, because this is why I think we have black fatigue. Because I was doing this a lot when we first all got together. It's like almost discounting what other people either encountered or how they felt about something. I feel like two things can be true, right? Two things can be true that a white person can't tell a black person about their experience. With that being said, what I've been trying to do in scenarios, and it's funny that Alyssa, you brought up that scenario because on their show, they literally talked about the scenario exact same. It was black women in the corporate workplace experiencing a lot of that, almost like passive aggressiveness from the other race. And I feel like we're getting to a point now that I feel like that's what we should be working on, more solution-based things. And I don't know if the white culture is ready for that. Because for instance, for me, I'm in corporate America now, and I'm a very outspoken person. Like, you ask me, do I like something? I'm the type of guy that say, no, I hate it. Like, I'll just say it. Like, I'm that guy that'll come, you ask me how I'm doing today, I'll tell you it's horrible. But how are you? Like, I would give you the honest truth. But what I've noticed is the people who are receptive to it, they'll end up coming to me one-on-one, and they'll come out with me, or we'll meet at a certain account you know, we go to different accounts and different businesses, and they'll just kind of talk with me and get to know me, and they understand like, oh, okay, he said this, but this is what he really means behind all that. And I think that's what we aren't able to do in our workplaces. Like Alyssa should be able to be in a space where she can feel the way she feels, but also bring it up to her coworkers and be like, hey, y'all, there should be almost like an amnesty at schools and at wherever you work. There should be like an amnesty day or hour, or where I can sit down and literally talk without HR firing me, without me being called a certain name. I should be able to sit down and be like, you know what? This is how it could be at the beginning of the years for y'all listening to town. Like, since y'all do new school years, like at the beginning of every school year, you take a week when the teachers and counselors and everybody come back, and you have a week of amnesty where it's like, hey, is there anything you encountered last year that you would like to talk about this year so that we can avoid it this year? And I think if we had more of that, more solution, I'm trying to become more solution based than feeding, because y'all know I can troll very good. So I'm trying to get out of the trolling and like actually become solution based. And I think we just need to find a way to allow people to say what they're going to say, but we should also be able to say our part too. Like we should be able to say, okay, I appreciate you feel that way. With that being said, this is how I feel about the situation. And two things can be true and we move on. That's my opinion.
I just don't think that is going to be successful unless both of those people are willing to then change.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Me hearing what you say and you saying what I'm saying, unless we're willing to work towards blending them, then it doesn't really matter.
But see, I look at it as this is my way of starting to be the corporate Norris, though, right? Because I'm gonna talk to you about it, and then if I see that things don't change, I'm gonna become that snitch.
However, you just said that I disagree, and we just gonna leave it as where it is, right?
No,
so you're saying two different things. Like we're gonna talk about it, you gonna say one thing, I'm gonna say one thing, but then if it continues, well, just because I talked about it doesn't mean there's gonna be change.
Well, we
talked about it.
We should have.
I know how you feel, but I'm gonna still do what I do.
But we should still be able to close. Like you still got to have. I can't go on a long rant, but we should still be able to close that conversation with, "Hey Tam, we talked about this today. You know, moving forward, I would like to be treated this way. Is that okay? How would you like me to treat you?" Now we closing the loop at that point. Now, if I see you continue to treat me the way you, I'm just gonna become that guy. I'm gonna go to HR.
Scary, but that's scary. You know, some folks just are non-confrontational, and that's horrible. Like they don't want to have that conversation.
But I think that's the issue, Plug. Conversation shouldn't be confrontational, though.
Alyssa, how would you like me to treat you? Tam, how would you like me to treat you?
Well, you teach people how to treat
all
you.
of that has nothing to do, y'all, though, with color. Like we're talking about the black fatigue. What you're saying happens black on black.
I didn't want to say that.
White on white.
I'm trying to change my ways. I didn't want to say that.
Huh?
I'm trying to change my ways. So I was trying to bring a solution. I didn't want to say like we do this too.
But to me, that's in the solution. Like I can't expect for white people to treat me a certain way when my own black people ain't treating me that way. Right? So part of the solution is we have to treat our people better.
That's true.
So to me, it is the solution. But we don't look at that. Like I will tell you, I honestly feel more racism from my black people than I have ever felt from white people. And so it's I hear what she's saying and I understand what she's saying. I don't necessarily agree with everything or not, but like I still think it goes back to our own community. Like, and yeah.
Okay. Sure. You have anything else, Lisa, to add at all? I agree. I think both are true. I think we need to come up with solutions, but I think too that in our community, like us four on this panel right here, we all intelligent enough to understand certain words and stuff like that. I think we have to start educating our communities to understand like selective outrage and the things that ends up creating black fatigue. You see what I mean? Like we will argue back and forth about, presidential stuff or Democrat, Republican, but then we'll let something like Tory Lanez happen and nobody really cares. It's kind of like we don't care. We're just gonna go with the flow with it. You got the dad that was in Cincinnati who ran over the cop because his son got killed after stealing a car. Like nobody, like it's like, but when Carmelo did what he did, we raised money, we argued about it. Oh, okay, this black person did something, we don't care about that. Then we just let 3 black police officers in Memphis who killed a black man. They were found innocent. Like that's what I think the black fatigue comes from. It's the selective outrage because we'll get mad.
How do you know it's being selective though? How do you know people aren't doing just because it's not going viral?
But I feel like for our community, Alyssa, that it has to go viral because that's the only time that people pay attention to the African American community. You see what I mean? Like that's why I feel like it's select. When I say select, that's why because I did a video about Kyron Lacey. When he passed away, we can't say the S word. That's why we ended up getting banned the last time. But when Kyron Lacey took his life, the LSU player, and then you had Metcalf, I did a comparison of like this young man was out here streaming for help. He didn't just off himself, like a normal person would. He was in a car running away from the police. But what if we would have had the same type of support for him? I'm sure some people did, but it wasn't as big. You see what I mean? Like, I understand what you're saying. Like, I'm sure somebody's fighting for every case, but I feel like we make certain cases bigger than others, and we almost need to put everything almost like on the same playing field. If we're going to support ours, we got to support ours to a certain extent. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, it makes plenty of sense.
Nobody don't have anything else? Nothing else. We finna stay on this race thing. Y'all sure y'all got nothing else? We about to move to the next topic. All right. Let's see here. So here we have this black lady gonna give you her opinion about.
Hey, what did I say? Hey, wait, hold on. What?
Well, do we have to even play it?
Yes, because it's some key things in there. Because it's not. See, these people put these little titles, but like when you really listen to her, the young man does a very good job, and she was in the barbershop ear hustling too. So,
hey sis, meet me on the porch. At this point, I need everybody to meet me on the porch. I need the black women, I need the white women, and I need the black men. This is some seriously real shit that I am utterly disturbed by, and I am just tired because I don't understand why there's this major attack on black women. So this video, if it goes into a part 2, not a problem. I'm about to ram it up. I was in the barbershop today, and it was a young black male come in there. He might have been between that 22 to 24 age group. Very handsome, very, very handsome. So I believe he's might have just been coming back from college or graduating or whatever the case may be, because they were happy to see him when he came in. So he sits down, and so they're just talking, what's going on? And he's giving an update. He's graduated, he's got an engineering degree. Oh my God, I'm over there on the proudness. I'm in the background. I don't know him. I'm just kind of sitting down, listening to what he's saying. So the barber begins to get filled in on him. What's been going on? This thing and that. He says, I'm coming back. I'm getting married. So everybody, like, great. And I'm so on the side being so nosy and over there like a proud auntie. I don't even know this young man, right? So they start to kind of converse amongst each other, and they're talking. And so the young man says, yeah, I'm having a little problem. It's a lot going on because I'm marrying a white woman. And my family, they're not too happy about it. So the barber and everybody was like, oh, well, to each his own and this, that, and the other. So the barber was just kind of speaking to him, and he said, hey, where'd you meet her? And he said, oh, I met her in college. And he was like, oh, okay, because, back in the day, you had all the girls. What made you decide that she was the one? Like, what made you want to marry the white girl or the white woman? No disrespect. So what this young man said after that is what just literally took me out the game as a Black woman, as a Black mom, in general. So he says that, you know, he come from, of course, the hood and had a hard knock life, you know, just with one mom and no dad and that same shit. Like, don't nobody keep, I hate the fact that that is such a stereotype. You know, we hate it too. But so he goes off to say that when he went to college, it was a college that was mixed, but more so of a white college. And he start, you know, meeting up with white friends and, you know, they introduced him to another whole world that he didn't know existed, you know. And the young girl, she became a friend and then introduced him to their family. And when he goes over there, you know, they're all married, the parents is married, and they have a really good home and they do things together and they communicate. It's just a good energy, a good vibe. And this man said, I never knew this side of life. My life was always loud and chaotic and always disruptive with my family. So the young man said, you know, he would go over there and they would go on vacations. They would have Sunday dinners. You know, when they had cookouts, there was no fussing, no fight, no arguing. It was just all love and vacations. I was thrown at what this young man was saying in regards to what he seen and what he witnessed being with this young lady and this new side of life. And so he said that, you know, when he seen it, he started thinking about all of the chaos that his life was. You know, it was always baby mama drama and fussing and fighting, and they'll get together as a family and it'll be a fight. And the drunk uncles, the drunk mamas, you know, he was like, my aunt and uncles, they all on welfare and always scheming and always fussing and fighting, cussing, you know, trying to hook up with this dude and that dude. And it's just all these Black women, just all that seemed like that's all I was raised up under. That's all I seen. That's all I know. And then I get to the white woman and it's different. And what he said after this is what really broke me. He said, you know, it's like when I came home the last time, he said, and I was in my family's event, it was nothing but chaos. He said the women, they in house shoes and bonnets, you know, they ghetto acting. He said, and I love them, but I don't love it. And he said, being with my white girlfriend, fiance, and her family, he said, you know what it's like? And this is what got me, ladies. He said, it's like if you're in a crowded room and you're surrounded by chaos and just everything, and everything is just chaotic and noisy and loud and disruptive, and you take some headphones and you put the headphones on and you can drown everything out, because when you put the headphones on, it's quiet and it's peace. He said, that's what my fiance is to me.
So I wanted, sorry it was long, but I wanted to play it all because I didn't want to like shorthand it for y'all. I wanted y'all to hear her point of view of what she said. So go ahead, Bud. The question is, do Black men find peace in other races, not just white, other races as well? Go ahead, Bud.
Boy, you know, I listened to your video today. It was a good video, bro.
Appreciate it.
With Boris Watkins and Anton Daniels. And yeah, it was good. But that sounded like self-hate to me, bro. Just a little bit. Because everybody fucking family, excuse me. Everybody family ain't like that, bro. And every Black woman ain't like that. Every Black woman ain't scheming and man, look, man, every Black woman ain't doing, man, I'm tired of people always out here trying to trauma bond, man. Everything ain't terrible. Every relationship ain't turmoil. Everything, why they do that so much, man? And you ain't gotta make no excuse because you wanted the bunny, boy. You wanted the bunny, just say you wanted the bunny. Because most of the time, the bunny had the attributes of the chocolate. Most of them I see and I look and be like, well, I see why he dating that. You know what I'm saying? She got a little bump back there. You feel what I'm saying? She look You feel what I'm saying? I can dig it. You ain't gotta make no excuse. Don't demonize where you come from and you know the ones that raised you and made you into the man that you are. You know what I mean? Don't demonize them just because you want to be over here. That's what you want. That's just what you want, bro. You ain't gotta make no excuse. Hey, because that's what I want. Simple as that. That's what you wanted. And you ain't gotta demonize that over there. Cause I mean, man, look, if I don't make it with this black woman, I'm gonna go and try to find me another one. It is what it is. I'm gonna go and try to find me another black woman. That's me. That's my preference. So if you like a white woman, nigga, that's your preference. It is what it is. But don't do that. That sounds like self-hate, bro. If you're trying to demonize these black women over here, bro, you gotta do all that, man. She probably had something to do tomorrow, probably she had the bonnet on. I ain't judging her because of that. You know what I'm saying? But them leggings ain't for everybody. It is what it is. I don't get it. He should have to demonize your black women to be with the white woman that you choose. Bro, that's your choice, bro. That's your preference. It is what it is. Don't do that.
What about you, ladies? Go ahead, Tanya.
I will say I agree. I mean, we all have our preferences on what we like, what we don't like. I don't think race really comes into it. Really, he sounds naive to me. Like, once you get to a certain age, you have the ability to get out and experience whatever you want to experience. And so if you continue to go back to loud and chaos and crazy, that's what you wanted to go back to. That's what you chose to go back to, because you could have put yourself within whatever you wanted to once you become of age to be able to go and do whatever you want to do. So, I mean, I've been around all different races. I've been to white homes that it's crazy and chaotic. And let's be real, these days, white folks are wearing bonnets. So like I've been, so I've been around that with white. I've been around that with Hispanic. I don't think it matters the culture. If that's the upbringing and what your family does, that's just what your family does. Right. But I also want to say to the fact at the end, what really bothered her was that he said that was his piece. And to me, that's crazy because I feel like any partner, any relationship, that should be your piece. And so if that's what he was getting from her, then if that was his piece, whether it was peace from the family or peace from wherever, he should be able to allow whatever is going on in his head to be at peace when he is with his woman. If she not bringing that for him, that ain't his woman. So I don't know why that bothered her so much. All the other stuff in the black family, all of that stuff, like, again, that's him saying things out of naiveness, out of craziness. Like, you don't have to down talk. There's a lot of stuff that happened in my family that I probably didn't agree with, or that I would have done differently, or that things should have happened or whatnot. But I'm not going to downplay them because I know that my family did the best that they can with what they had, and wherever came from it is what did, right? And so he should know that about his family and what was going on. Like, the chaos that's going on in your family, if there's chaos in your family, and you know why it is what it is. So to talk down upon it is crazy to me.
What you think, Alyssa?
My feelings and thoughts on it. I think she might have felt some type of way about him saying that the white lady was his piece, probably more in a metaphorical standpoint, maybe, because, and it goes back to the previous topic that was just spoken on. It's like, on one hand, the white lady is saying black fatigue is being loud, being ghetto, being this, wearing bonnets, being chaotic in a sense. But then on the flip side, this black man is saying the same thing that she's saying, pretty much like that was loud, chaotic. And it's like black women are always getting labeled with being loud, being aggressive, being this. And that was kind of my point. Like, we have to dim our lights sometimes, because even when I'm with my students, I'm very mindful of like what I say and how I say it, because the Black girl, now she being aggressive, or she being too rough on the child, or she doing this, or she doing that. Or because I may be firm with my students, oh, well, that Black teacher being too hard on them. So maybe, I don't know, maybe that's why she felt like that with the peace word. Maybe not necessarily because your spouse or your significant other should be your peace, but maybe she took it like a white woman versus a Black woman, you know. And it's kind of like that saying, they want our rhythm but not our blues. And it's like all these other cultures get all the glory of the stuff that Black women have, but when a Hispanic woman do it, she's being assertive. Or it's okay when a Hispanic woman is, and no shade to Hispanic culture, I love it, I'm just saying, but when a Black woman does it, is minuscule, or is taken this way, or is this, or is that. So maybe that's why, I don't know. You know, and I, you know, everybody's family isn't like that, but once again, I think it's his experience. And
I need you to put that saying in the chat, because I really like that. I ain't heard that before.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
Get that written down.
I never heard
And when I was watching Kendrick Lamar, that's all I was thinking in my mind. They want our rhythm, but not our blues, and not what we go through. And so when people tell us that our racist, that our experience that we felt like was racist, you know, is not a true feeling, or, you know, you're too loud, just like Samuel Jackson was saying, you're too this, you're too that. As a Black woman, all of these things, because I've had a lot of jobs. One thing about, I've worked a lot of places. I've been in corporate America. I've worked in a fast food restaurant. I'm a teacher. Like, I've worked for 911. I've done a lot of things, but my experience has been pretty much aligned. And for me, it has to feel like because of my skin. That's what it feels like to me. I've been in stores. I remember when I was in Beverly Hills on Rodeo Drive, I walk in some stores and we had money to get everything. And the salesperson later found that out, but being treated a certain way. So I think that's why that kind of rubbed her and maybe some other women, Black women, the wrong way, because aggressive are the words that are tied to us. And when I say I have to dim my light, I'm like, okay, Alyssa, when you walk in this space, don't be too loud. Don't say this. Don't do that. You know, and now women are being more unapologetically them. And it's like, hey, this is who I am. So if you don't like it, whatever. But it takes people, some people who, I mean, I'm sorry, it all goes to your brain, right? We have our prefrontal cortex. That's your logical thinking. Your amygdala, that's your emotions. Your hippocampus, those are your memories. So if I experience something, my hippocampus is gonna, my amygdala is gonna say, okay, I'm gonna lock in this memory. My hippocampus is gonna bring that memory back to me. I'm sorry, my amygdala is gonna give me an emotion. So anytime I see it, my prefrontal cortex is turned off because my amygdala is kicking in like, last time I did this, this happened. So I'm not logically thinking anymore. And until we disrupt that in our brain, it's not going to, for anybody, Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whoever, until we disrupt those experiences that we've had, it's not going to change anything. But and that's probably maybe why she felt that with the word peace, maybe not really literally speaking.
Miss Alyssa, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Hold on, Flo. Let me go ahead.
And I'm sorry, I know I unpacked a lot.
No, you did fine. No, you fine.
Okay.
Well, what I'm saying, you think that when a white woman goes out, does she feel like, did she go through that mental thing too? Like, I shouldn't be too.
I can't really speak on it because I'm not a white woman.
No, that's crazy.
But my friends that I have that are white females, and we talk about things, I do sit and think like, wow, your experience is so different than mine in certain situations. And I'm like, wow, you know, or even with my coworkers, right? I'm like, man, your experience is just so different than mine. Now, as far, you know, I don't really have issues with like administration or anything like that, because I know I'm a great teacher and everything, but it doesn't discount experiences that I've had that I don't lash out and say this is what it is, but my brain is locking that memory in like, that I know how to respond in this situation. I know what not to do in this situation, because it's back to that song by Beyonce. I'm not going to let you take my power and bring me out of my grace. I'm not doing that, because that's what they want. Because then they're going to say, see, that's that loud black woman. See, that's that mean black woman.
That's that sucker shit too.
But do y'all think the bigger issue could be too that we continue to discount other people's experiences? Because I understand, I think everybody had a valid point of what they made, but that young man experienced something throughout his life that now
and it's in his in his brain.
We can't discount that. And I think a lot of times we go into a defense mechanism as African Americans instead of saying, you know what he said, somebody needs to talk to him. I wouldn't say it's self-hate, because he doesn't know better, probably. You see what I mean?
It's helping his inner child.
Yeah, the word.
That's why, and I don't mean to cut you off, but in kindergarten, I'm thinking about that, because I'm like, my words, my experience, that is shaping this child. Her experience with a black woman, their experience with a black authority figure, they're going to lock that in their brain. And if it continues to happen year after year, by the time you become an adult, now that's your perception. That's your thought.
And I'm going to stop you and say, even before you come to an adult, because coming from middle school and being in the school and seeing the kids and having those one-on-one interactions with them and listening to what they feel, and, oh, I can't talk to this teacher. And I'm like, but why? And when you get down to the nitty gritty, a lot of it is because of what they remember. And it doesn't even matter if it's true, because it's perspective, right? It don't even matter if that's really
their reality.
Happened. Their reality of what happened is stuck. And I'm like, you can't, that's not that same teacher. Yes, they look the same, she do the same, but that's so true. So true.
And I can speak on that personally, because I went through something where my peace was disturbed, and I've never experienced something like that before in my life. So I wanted to really, and even during COVID and after COVID, and we went back to school, I really wanted to understand our brain and how that is working. And it really made me think of things in a more reflective approach, because the old Alyssa would have been like, I'm peace. And then it's like, that's the black woman that they're trying to describe. But that's okay. If that's how you express yourself, we need to hold space again and say, you know what? There's some kind of experience that this person has had that is causing their body to react that way, because we have a fight, a flight, or a freeze response, everybody. And it's based on those three parts of our brain.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that's why I was saying, like, we can't discount people's experiences anymore, because when we do that, it does go back to the black fatigue, right? But
I think that's discounting people's feelings.
But
black fatigue.
Yeah, but nobody never tries to get to the root of it. Everybody goes right into, like, that's self-hate, that's this, that's not it. Like, that gentleman had, like, I can speak for myself, right? I date outside my race, but I also was married to somebody of my race for almost a decade. But I also never experienced what I was truly looking for until I dated outside my race, because this person was almost similar to, I had a great mom. You know what I mean? This person reminded me of how my mom was, like, very unconditional love. And I tell people this all the time. A lot of men are looking for the thing of that one woman who stood out in their life. It could be their mother. It could be a mentor. It could be somebody that they looked up to. That's what they're looking for. And I never truly found that in my race. Not saying that it doesn't exist, because I have family members who are great women. So it's not that. And I have other family members who married outside of their race. So, like, for me, it was more about, I think we can't discount people's experience. I think that lady, like Alyssa said, I think that lady made it such a bigger deal. And it's kind of like, okay, this young man had this experience. And I thought it was very unique, because the young man talked about his family. He didn't talk about, like, the women he dated in the black. He talked about his family. Usually you hear a man that dates outside his race, he bashes the women that he dated. He didn't. He said, I was hearing this at home, the women that he held in close regard. You know what I mean? So I thought it was a very unique video when you listen to it. And before we go, we got Classic Codes had a question for everybody. He said, so Black American women are are least married women on the planet because nothing's wrong. Then he put, we can't keep acknowledging the issue and explaining it. It'll wait simultaneously. Cool. And I agree with
I feel like there's always
that.
this narrative too about Black women that they're aggressive and that they're loud and that they're ghetto. You know, it's like I say, all these other cultures, they reap the benefits of all this stuff about Black women that like before, you know, the BBLs and all of that became the thing. You know, that was seen as, and we have Sarah Bateman who was on display because of her body. Like, what is wrong with that? She has these wide hips and she has this and she has that. And but when someone of another culture did, you know, start making their body look like ours, now it's beautiful. Now it's the thing to have. And now, so, and I'm not shading any culture. Do what makes you feel good about your body. Yeah. I have no, I mean, I've had some cosmetic surgery done, not that I needed it, but so I'm not trying to knock anybody like that, but it just goes back to the rhythm and not our blues situation. But, you know, because everybody has flaws. Every culture of women have flaws. I think relationships work on how well you deal with conflict, because you all can love somebody for the good times. It's just like the New Edition song, Can You Stand the Rain? Can you be with me when Hurricane Katrina coming through? Are we gonna sit here and board this house up together? And you know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like me, because of my experiences that I've had, and I'm not a ghetto person, and I can be loud sometimes, especially if it's about LeBron James.
But
and I
+%, bro.
Not in a romantic way, just in a sports way. Because we love Savannah, okay?
80+% of, damn, bro.
That's a lot.
Who are you looking for? Classic.
He said, no, this talk that keeps us right where we are.
No. Who are you looking for?
Hey, but I also tell people this, though. I'll also tell young men this too. I tell young men, if you're gonna date outside your race, I believe you shouldn't try to go find the one that looks like the race you're trying to get away from. Like,
hey, love who you want to love.
No.
But back to that percentage.
I need you to explain that a little bit more, Norris.
I'm gonna explain it, because like when I first started dating outside my race, you know, I was going for the big booty white lady, the one who had a nice shoe game. Those women are worse. Those white women in that, because they have now taken on kind of what Lissa said, right? They're trying to take on that rhythm, but then don't want any of the blues that gonna come with most Black men too. We gotta be honest. Like, we gotta talk on both sides. But also, I always said, if you're gonna date a white woman, find you a white woman. Find you a white woman that's out there with hey dudes on, or you know.
I have a pair of hey dudes. I feel some type of way that comes.
Look at Plug.
I got a hey dudes right now. What you talking?
Hey, I never heard of hey dudes before. Hey, I'm honest, because I feel like
that's crazy.
Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Just because you change the color or the race of a person, if they still act like the other thing you left, it's still you picking the same thing over and over.
I think people are not going out to look at the friendship.
They're not going after what?
I'm talking about.
he being stupid. Classical said,
you tripping, bro.
But wait, to his 80%. Here's the thing about the percentage, because I had this problem in college. My professor wanted to put me out of the classroom, but I'm like, why are African Americans? We number one in everything. Number one in divorce. Number one in not getting married. Number one in this. Number one in that. We're not even the highest population first. Who is this poll you're taking this from? So numbers can tell the truth, but numbers can sometimes be construed a little bit too. Because if there's 1,000 white people, but 60 Black people, then the numbers can still look like, oh yeah, the Black people have the highest in this and that and that. So I just don't like stuff like that. Like, man, everybody getting divorced, everybody getting married, everybody, you know, it's
yeah. But I tell people, man, go. You can't do the same thing over and over.
Media, man, is getting in the middle, man. Everybody ain't living real life, bro. They ain't living real life. Everybody putting their wants before their needs. Folks live in flaw, man. They live in flaw.
So what is the reason why? So there's a problem with Black women. That's why we're not getting married. Like, I don't understand. Oh, stay with your own race.
This one said, yeah. We got some new people. See, new people coming. These people love these topics. You know, this is why
I just don't know why race matters so much, y'all.
It matters because nobody wants to agree to disagree. Nobody wants to say that, hey, that young man had a valid point.
He did, but it's still, but bro, it's what he.
You saying one thing,
but here's the thing: feelings are not facts.
You have to demonize one.
Feelings are not facts.
You don't have to demonize one to.
He didn't demonize. He talked about his own family experience.
Yeah, but still, bro, nothing is that tumultuous, bro. Nothing is that bad.
You don't know. How you gonna say that?
We can heighten that, bro. We can heighten that, bro. We can heighten that. People live in their mind. That's your mind. Like she said, it's in your mind. But every day they shooting, bro. Every day they fighting, bro.
See, you pushing the goalpost. He said every time he went home, this is what he experienced. He didn't say shooting. He said it was loud. He said he described what he seen. We only can go off of what this young man said. We go and put our own spin on it and want to make our points valid. We can't discount the man's experience. And that's why a lot of people have. That's why you hear people talk about the critical race theory and systemic racism, because a lot of people, their experiences. If somebody grew up in the hood and all they seen was dope dealers, and then they become a dope dealer, and it just perpetuates, and those people feel that way. We can't discount what they experience. I just feel that if you're gonna pick, I don't understand why you're gonna go pick the same thing that just got a different skin tone. That's my thing.
What I would really love to hear, because everybody can marry and love and date whoever they want, but why not just, instead of going into all this thing about the Black women in your family, just say, I'm marrying a white woman because she makes me feel emotionally safe, and just drop it at that. Well, you have to go into all of that.
You're marrying a white woman because you want to.
That's it.
I don't care nothing else.
That's it.
That's what you want to do. Be happy.
I'm just saying, if you want to go deep into it, don't bring the other race into it. This woman just makes me feel emotionally safe. And I didn't grow up with that.
You say it's cool.
Well.
See, and that's all generalizations. All generalizations.
We're gonna have to. Our next Classic Codes, our next episode, the ladies, I know y'all keep up with it better than me. It should be 14. It's going to be the 28th. We're going to have Classic Codes come up here, and we're going to do a Q&A with Classic Code. We're going to let the women and everybody throw all your opinions at him so he can answer on camera and not through just leaving the comments. So then we can do that. So Classic Codes, be looking out May 28th. At 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll send you the link. But yeah, so very good time. We didn't really get to the last one because I don't want to hold you guys over. And then I do want to explain, because I want to explain to y'all are family. The reason why we do a lot of these topics too is because these are the trending topics, and it makes more sense. It opens up more conversation. So a lot of times I wish we did it every Wednesday, because then we can really stay on what's going on during that week. And like I said, I don't know about you guys, but I'll wait till everybody's ready for the whole Diddy case, because I feel like I kind of want to wait to that. I want to get a lot of
let me dive into. I haven't been really diving into it. I read some of it, and that was really hard to read. Some of the stuff that Cassie was saying,
Why?
that's very hard to read.
Why?
Wow.
Oh, it's rough. It's rough. Well, why are we going to say that? Because we wanted
that goes to who you picking, y'all. I am so
I've been
trying to bite my tongue for so long. Wait a minute. I'm trying to bite it. I'm really trying to bite my tongue. However,
I love Black women. Hey, y'all gotta watch this stuff, man. He makes great content, dog.
Hey, bring his ass on the pod right now.
It's late. It's late. We try to respect people's time. But Codes, he makes a good cut. Y'all gotta go watch his content too, because it actually has a lot of validity behind it. But yeah, like Lissa was saying, Plug, you do want. It's a lot to that case. Dog. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. At first I was like, you know what, I'm ready to talk about it. But then when day 3 came along, I want to
he
really
needs to be exonerated of all charges, and they need to hit him with what he really did. He sent that hit out of the park. Put him away for life. Put him away for life.
Oh, listen, before we head out, listen, did you get those clips? I sent them to your email.
I didn't get them. Did you email me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know if you don't. Yeah.
Okay.
He did free. He like men and women. He'll do anything for that power. It is what it is. He like the control. Most folks just get that. They get that much money, man. You've been rich for 30, 40 years, man. You're going to be perverted. It is what it is. The normal things. He said, hit the like button.
Like button. Get them likes. Tell them classic. Hit that like button, man.
Yeah, man.
But
he been doing too much for so long that you start doing things. Man, I can't wait till we unlock that case. Oh,
so we about to close out, but I want to tell Tam this in public. I need you to do some research in sport because sports season is about to start.
Are we gonna talk about football?
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, I already know. Listen, I already know.
Yeah, right. We are.
No, listen ready. So Tam,
one of my old Facebook posts popped up because when LeBron took down the 73 and 6 Warriors, and they was down 3-1, I posted it before I said, LeBron finna be the first one ever. Come back from 3-1. He gonna be the first one.
You think we can get David on?
Oh yeah. Oh, you would love to have David. You would love to have David on here, period, about everything.
See, I ain't never talked to him about none of these.
Oh, he's down. Oh, he's 100% down. I'll tell him.
Okay.
Who's David?
My brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, but
there might be a whole bunch of kids in the background, but that's all right.
Tam, what I'm gonna do?
They smart too.
I'm gonna throw you all the sports stuff in the background, and you come up and just,
Yeah. Make sure, because if you don't send it, it ain't in my algorithm.
She gonna talk about the Cowboys though.
Hey,
100. I know everything about them. I know.
Family there.
Up in North, we got to talk, Nora.
They get on my damn nerves, but yeah.
We can talk about them though. I'm ready.
Yeah, so we ready. But I appreciate y'all, man.
Go Browns.
Who?
I said it. Go Browns, Cleveland.
Oh, I told him I jumped on the bandwagon. I got to get my Shador jersey. So it's gonna work out
for that bank.
Delicious.
So yeah, the schedule came out too today. So
it did. Okay, I gotta go check it out.
Y'all see them Bucks? I want y'all to see that up close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got Detroit. We got San Fran. Oh yeah, it's going down. Hey, bro, we're going to SoFi.
I like Detroit. I like the Lions, but you know what? All season they were just like some big bullies, and I'm just like, They were bullying everybody. They was whooping their ass, and it wasn't their fault. They were good, but they was just bullying everybody.
I'll tell you, we're gonna get it all. I'll tell you, that's gonna be at the start of the season. That's gonna be the opening icebreaker every week. Like top picks. We're gonna do
my favorite time of the year.
So Tam, you could just pick the most prettiest jerseys. Most women win a lot of women win like drafts. I mean, not drafts, but these little things by just picking the color they like. So.
And I'm rooting for Jalen Hurts just because just because.
Oh,
why?
Yeah.
Why?
You know why she.
Why?
They'll give
they want our rhythm and not our blues. That's
because he got a black woman.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with it. But God bless her too.
So, but I really appreciate.
He ain't like them black women they talking about. No, I'm just playing, y'all. I love black women. I love y'all.
I appreciate all y'all for real. We should be seeing a lot of y'all soon. So next month. So, but in person, so it'd be good. But I appreciate all y'all. I want to give y'all flowers after every episode. Tam, thank you. Alyssa, thank you. Plug, you always around. Thank you.
Thank me.
Thank you. No, man, thank you. Y'all taking your time out, man, and that means a lot. And I see great things for everybody here on this panel, man. Very, very soon. So if you ever need anything, I'm here. But
drink water, stay hydrated.
So if everybody
before we go, Plug, what day are you on?
What
is that 13 or 31?
He did with them kindergarten.
13. We on 31, shout it.
You on 31?
We on 31, bro.
Good job.
Yeah.
Keep pushing.
Yeah, I gotta.
You're almost halfway.
This crazy. Like I gotta
42 more.
I got this plate over here, bro. I got this plate over here. I'm finna go smash, and then I gotta go. Because I had just got off work and I came straight to the pod, so I just like, hey, I gotta finish this plate, and I'm finna go out and hit the streets.
Hey, he said he go live every day. He does. I be at work. I hate it. He go
I
live.
gotta wait till the
every day.
summer because I got them kids.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll check you out. I
Hey,
just put the headphones on. Hey, Cole, be easy, bro.
He'll bring you in too. He'll bring y'all up. So always look your best. He'll bring you up on the camera if you want.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a
Have a
great
good night.
Good night.
Y'all be easy.
All right. Bye.